And then this is 3.
That is 3. Okay,
Ooh,
those are all
what we doing? What we doing, Playa? You don't know nothing about that. Okay, what is that?
Let's break the silence. This is all things Greggy. Come take a ride. Living our truth with nothing to hide.
Good morning, family.
Hey, what's up, fam?
What time did we get out this morning?
8:15.
Oh, I thought was it 8:15?
Yeah.
No, we didn't do as good as I thought we did. We out here on the walking trail this morning, right? And when we got out the house, the sun was shining. And I was like, okay, let's try to go ahead and get these quick little 7,000 steps in this morning, because it's been raining every day, thunderstorms every day. And when we get all the way to the other side, we so far from the car. Here come the clouds. Here come the cool breeze. And I was like, I think we about to get wet. And so I was like, well, we need to speed up because I got to get all of my steps in today. And I was telling Donald him and the dog should cut across the bridge so that the dog won't so they won't get wet. And he was like, no, we gonna get wet together. And then of course he starts spewing out these useless facts. Donald has a bunch of what I would call useless. Well, because I mean, you couldn't use them in every day. It's not an insult.
I know, baby.
It's not an insult. I worked with a guy named Thad, and he knew just a bunch of everything. And people would be like, "Wrap it up, Thad. Our break is almost over." Because he wants, if a dime fell on the floor, he would tell you how many times it would spin before it went flat, and do you know the odds of it landing head or tail?
It's actually a sine wave pattern. You mentioned how long a dime would spin based on the...
Wrap it up, Thad. But this is what he does. And I'm like, where are my headphones? So anyway, he goes into this thing about how wet would you get. Well, he could tell you better than I can, because I was just like, okay, Playa, spill it.
I was talking about, should you run while it's raining or should you just keep on walking? Which one would get you wetter? And logic tells you that if you run, you can get out of the rain faster.
I don't think so.
That's what I mean, just if running gets you out of the rain faster than walking, you know what I'm saying? But so Mythbusters, they did a little test on it, and you're actually running into drops that you would have missed. And the drops that were behind you get pulled in by the wake, by the water, the air behind you. So you're actually getting wetter by running, but it just didn't make sense to me. And so while we're walking and walking faster as the clouds are rolling in, I was like, on Mythbusters, they said you actually get wetter by running than you would if you just go ahead and walk back to the car. Because we were thinking about running back to the car.
Not me. I was like, it's just water. We got to go home and take a shower anyway. I was like, I'm not running. I'm getting all my steps in. And he was like, well, if you walk, I'm walking.
Yeah, if she walk, I'm walking too.
Well, hey, we just get wet together.
There you go.
See, I didn't even get 5,000 steps.
How many steps did you get?
37, 36. We got to go back out.
Well, we finna head to the grocery store. Maybe you can get about 500 steps in there.
I'm not going there. I am starting to dislike grocery shopping. And I used to love going in there because it was like, you walking and getting rid of your thoughts. It's just like, it was easy for me, just walking and not really thinking about anything. It was just, what do you call it?
therapeutic or something?
Almost. It was almost therapeutic for me because I could take my time and I could go. But then I'm like, but I have that zen at home because we don't have any small children. But I know when my children were younger, I used to love to go shopping, grocery shopping, all that, because they hated going, and I could take my time and I could walk through and get my thoughts together, make a phone call or two without being interrupted.
Yeah.
My daughter called me the other day because my children were having an argument amongst themselves. Who used to call my mom the most at work? This was their argument.
Can I make a guess?
You can make a guess.
I would, let's see, hold on a second. While you was at work, see, Tiffany was too young. My first guess would have been Tiffany. And don't call. It's going to have to be Portia. Who called you the most while you was at
Tiffany.
work? Really?
Yeah, because my mom moved in with me when my kids were younger to help me get them off. And so when they got older enough, you know, like the bigger kids would get home early and stuff like that. So Tiffany would be the last one home. And when she would get home, she would call me immediately. You hear me? And one of the girls at the front desk was like, girl, your kids call too much. I say, and if I miss a call, that's your ass. Because I need to know that my kids are, sorry for cussing y'all, but listen, I was like, I need to know that, because I'm at the time I was a widow. Yeah. So I was like, I know they called a lot. I couldn't stop them because I went home. I was like, quit calling me. Quick, like, can we have cereal? Can we turn the TV on? You calling me about stuff you do anyway. But still, I'm like, that one time that they don't give you a call, it might be important. And I'm just like, I could take a 2-minute call from my children, especially if I'm taking my break around the time they're calling the front desk. Yeah. Because I always made sure I took my break between 3 and 3:15. Because that way if a call came through, I could take it, right? And she was just like, girl, they calling. I said, what's your point? You the receptionist, right? Answer the phone. Don't call me. Answer the phone and send it. You send everybody else calls through. Don't do that. And then I went home and yelled at the kids. I'm like, don't call me at work unless it's an emergency.
Everybody getting yelled at.
Yeah. And so then for about a week, they didn't call no more. But then that second week, here they come again. And I was just like, I can't help it. The summertime, they never called.
Oh, because they're home.
In the summertime, they never called. And I'm just like, I don't get it, because I would think they would call me more in the summer than, but like I say, they would call between 3 and 3:15. So I didn't see the problem with it.
No.
But I mean, nobody ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it had been a problem, I would assume that the managers would call and say, look, your children are calling way too much. And so I went to test her. So another girl was sitting at the receptionist desk too. And I was like, do you think my kids call a lot? And she was like, well, I think they do. And I was like, well, it ain't your business. Look, I'm asking y'all. And then they telling me what I don't want to hear. And I'm just like, y'all have to realize I'm a single parent, not by choice, but I'm a single parent. And if they call, I need to be available. Now, this was before cell phones was on and popping, you know. Now, when the cell phones, you know, when people started getting cell phones, then the calls got less. I don't know how we got here, y'all. Always a story. Always a story. But yeah, so the raindrop thing. I just assumed that you would get more wet running because your arms are going to be swinging wider, causing you to hit more raindrops. Okay. And yeah, it was just automatic to me to say that running, you would get more wet than walking.
It's got to have something to do with this. I think if they stretch it out to like 250 yards or more, then running will be better than walking. But I don't know.
How far you want them to go?
I don't know. I think they did 50, 100, and 150 yards. And stuff.
But how far do you want them to go to prove your point?
I love Mythbusters. Mythbusters, like, cause you have these perceptions in your idea that's unproven, and it shows why it's important to like experiment and do experiments and stuff. Like you've always been told you can't fold a piece of paper 7 times, but I've always been like, well, what if the paper's like gigantic? What if the paper's like 100 yards long? And they're like, nope, it still can't fold. But then after about a certain amount, then you could eventually fold like 8 or even 9 times. But There's no way, no matter how big the paper had to be the size of a continent.
So I'm
folded
sitting
10
here
times.
trying to prove his point. This is 5 times. I could probably.
No, that's not folded. You just like, no.
I halved it.
Yeah.
I halved it. How else can you fold a piece of paper?
Okay, so that's a full piece of paper.
Okay, so that's one.
That's 1/2. Okay, that's one.
Donald, I could fold paper, player. Okay, that's 2. I like to prove these are the kind of arguments we have. Okay, that's 2.
Okay.
And then this is 3.
That is 3. Okay,
Ooh,
those are all
what we doing? What we doing, player? You don't know nothing about that. Okay, what is that?
I'm sitting like, wait. See, some of the viewers gonna get it. Some of them.
Okay, so that was what?
That was 3.
Okay, 4.
Oh, you going a long ways. Okay, go ahead.
4. Well, what other way can I go?
There you go. 4. Okay.
5. Ooh. 6. I never knew that you could. Yeah, I'm saying I never knew that you couldn't fold a piece of paper.
You can't get that 6. That's not 6.
That is 6. I'm getting this 6.
And then you finna get the 7.
I want what's coming to me, Eddie. Okay, now there's 6.
Okay.
And see, he said I couldn't get 6. And then 7, I can't get 7. I never knew that.
Wow, because it is solid as a rock by then.
Yeah, it is solid. Feel that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you can't do it 7.
Can't do a 7 because it's just not staying together.
It is. You just trying to take it apart. Give me my paper. But anyway, Donald is getting ready to go inside of Krogi so he can get almond milk.
Yeah.
What else?
We're getting some more potatoes, breakfast potatoes. DJ needs
and Trey, DJ needs more dog food, and Trey needs these
fruit snacks.
Now he got a whole box, but he done fell in love with this other kind.
Yeah.
So I guess he done give the other ones to you.
Yeah. He gave me the Costco ones, so he's keeping the Kroger fruit snacks. So
yeah. So that's what we're doing this morning. So I don't know what this day is going to bring, but we will pull you guys back up somewhere along the way. I did 1.43 miles. I have got to get back out here, but
that is good, baby. You know how people don't do 1.43 miles in a day?
Well, that's not good.
That's not good.
It's where I am physically right now because of my foot. Now, my foot is still not bothering me. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. But as I get healthy, it's going to get better, because I told Donald, I was like, I'm going to give myself to the end of July. That's not enough time, is it?
To do what?
To be able to run around this.
Oh, to run around the whole thing? No, but
at least August.
To jog around the whole
well,
thing?
Not the whole thing, but like what do you do? Like walk a pole?
Interval, yeah.
Interval running. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about that, because listen, there is a lady in this park right now, and she looks to be 75, 80-ish. And she walks as fast as I could run. But she goes around this thing at least 3 times by the time I've gone around it once. And here she is again.
I want to interview her one day. I'm trying to figure out I just want to talk to her and find out what her story is. I feel like she got a story to tell. I don't know what it is. I just feel like she got a story to tell.
She looks no nonsense. And
yeah, she does look no nonsense.
And I wouldn't. She'll speak to you.
Exactly.
But she ain't from. You ain't finna stop her flow. But that's how I want to be, and that's how my mother was. Like, my mother at 80 could outwalk me, because she did it every day of her life. She walked every day. My mother probably walked 4 to 5 miles a day. But this little lady, I mean, she is so tiny. I'm going to try to put the thing over here so y'all can see her in the back. Not him.
Right there.
See her? She is getting it in, baby. She don't play.
She don't play.
Oh, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and go. We'll pick you back up when we get back to the house.
All right, fam.
All right. Hey family, welcome back to the channel. It has probably been about 3 or 4 days since the last time we picked up the camera, at least 3 or 4 days. But anyway, we are back. It is Father's Day, right? It is Father's Day in the Winley household. But I want to say happy belated Father's Day to all you great dads out there. dads don't get enough appreciation, if you ask me, but I'm going to let Donald run with that one. Because, men have a lot to say. Because my daughter called me yesterday, and she was just like, boy, fathers just don't get enough. She said, I didn't see not one Father's Day commercial. I didn't see the Father Day flowers. I didn't see any of that. Well, with Donald's background, he just doesn't celebrate anything but a birthday, right? That's all that you're growing up,
Oh, we didn't have birthdays.
Oh, y'all didn't do birthdays either?
All we had was anniversaries.
Oh, that's what it was, anniversaries. Yeah. So they didn't celebrate all these holidays and stuff like that. So when Donald and I first were married, like, I knew he didn't celebrate Mother's Day or nothing like that, but I just expected like a card, or he acknowledged the day and he took me out to eat, stuff like that. But there was no gift giving. And I'm like, I'm a gift receiver. Where's my gift? And he was like, technically, Mother's Day is for children to show the mom appreciation. That's for the children. He was like, technically, this is for the children to show how they honor their mother, not for a husband to honor his wife. That's what the anniversary is for. I was taken aback by that statement. It's true, but I didn't want to hear it because I want a gift. But, he's pacing back and forth because he got a whole lot to say about this Father's Day thing. But I'm up this morning early because I've been asking him for a couple of weeks now. I'm like, what do you want for Father's Day? And he was like, we don't do that. And I'm like, I feel like I need to honor him in some way because he is a great father and he is an amazing grandfather, right? And he doesn't want to be acknowledged in any form, fashion, or sense of the word Father's Day. So I was like, okay. And so yesterday he came in the room. He was like, you know what? I'll take some potatoes. And I'm like, you gonna take them where? He was like, that's what I want for Father's Day. I want breakfast potatoes. And I was like, oh, okay, well, say less. I'll go ahead and make you some potatoes. But I just feel like he deserves more than potatoes, so to speak. But this is what he wants. I'm gonna honor his request, and I'm not gonna force anything on him that he doesn't want. Now, because I had to sit back and think, I'm like, wait, did you give me anything for Mother's Day? He was like, yeah, Happy Mother's Day. And I was like, I was just receiving so many calls and, gifts and stuff that I had forgot the man didn't do nothing. The man didn't do nothing.
Don't be sure about that.
What you do?
I don't know.
Oh, let me take that back.
What?
Let me take that back. Look, I'm already complaining that we just opened up the video. No, he did get me bread company. Not bread company.
Olive Garden.
Let me take that back. You don't want Olive Garden?
No, babe, I want your food. I want the food you cook for me.
But Olive Garden is so much better.
So much easier?
Okay. Anyway, let me let this man have his spiel on Father's Day before he bursts, and then I'll be back.
What's going on, fam? So yeah, I was gonna talk a lot about Father's Day and everything. But first, I gotta address that whole Mother's Day thing. You're right. When we first got married, that almost bit me in the butt because she was like, today's Mother's Day. And I was like, yeah, what your kids do? That's how I thought it was. I didn't know. I never celebrated Mother's Day growing up. So eventually I've learned that it is a responsibility of the father to make sure the kids are able to do something for mom, help cook breakfast for mom in bed or whatever you're gonna be doing. So since then, I've been making sure that when the kids were younger, that they had what they need to go ahead and celebrate mom on her special day. Now, Father's Day. You've probably seen a whole bunch of comedians, a lot of people talking about how Father's Day is one of the least celebrated holidays. It's actually behind Arbor Day. It's actually celebrated less than Arbor Day.
I forgot about Arbor Day. They don't even talk about Arbor Day anymore.
They don't even talk about Arbor Day, but Father's Day is still celebrated less than Arbor Day. And I was asking myself the other day, why? I wonder why that is. And I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. It's us. It's the father's fault. A lot of us, me personally, I'm like, okay, I'm the primary breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want the money to go towards me. So if I ask for something, they're gonna have to spend the family money to get me something. You know, now if we got like 25-year-olds and 30-year-old kids and stuff like that, maybe they can go ahead and get you something because they probably a little bit established and got a little money on their own. But it's just like I don't want the family money to go towards me. I don't want to take away from the family by doing something. I feel it feels selfish. It feels kind of, I don't know, egotistical, selfish, or whatever else it is. So we usually ask for free stuff like breakfast potatoes, or give me some time to watch my shows. Let me watch an Avengers marathon, a Marvel marathon today, or Born Identity marathon or something like that. Let me go ahead and sit here and not have to clean up or anything like that. All these free items, which is what I actually want for the whole day. All these free things is what fathers usually want. And that's how my day is gonna go. So it's been a whole week of holidays. We got Juneteenth coming up. We got Father's Day today. And then yesterday we had Barack Obama Appreciation Day. All over the country and stuff. So it's been a whole lot of holidays, and all these holidays don't require me to spend anything. Now y'all can call me cheap or whatever else it is, maybe frugal or whatever, but you're looking at the face of a happy man. This is a man who's having a very, very good week, and it's about to get better once I get these breakfast potatoes. So for all of, hope you acknowledge them. By the time we post this, it's gonna be too late. But I hope you acknowledge any of the fathers in your life. You know, we got this whole mail chain. I know a couple friends of mine, like Vic and Rodney. Every once in a while, we text each other on Father's Day and just say, hey man, happy Father's Day. We text each other and we laugh about it. And that's just enough for some reason. I'm really happy with that. I'm really satisfied with that. So hopefully the fathers or the father figures in your life are being acknowledged today, and let them do what they want to do. They don't need much. Most likely they don't need much, but let them do what they want to do. Give them a break today. All right, fam. There it is, fam. Woo. I was gonna hold it up to the camera and let y'all smell it. Happiness. Take it, so you don't need anything to go with, no bread, no sides, no additional items. No. This is the breakfast.
You don't need no sides with that.
This is the breakfast. I know, no vegetable. I was gonna say vegetable, but there's no breakfast. Who has vegetables for breakfast? Don't throw no fruit on there or nothing. Give me the potatoes, eggs, and sauce. Look at the steam coming. I want to eat it right now. I just want to show it to y'all with the steam because my baby just made it for me. But I'm gonna go right in. She's gonna tell me, be careful, don't burn yourself.
I didn't put a lot of salt on there. You might have to put salt on there.
Nope. Peggy's breakfast potato. When the first time you made these for me?
Probably around the time I was trying to rope you in, so
It works. I don't know what it is. I've had potatoes with onions before. Something about Peggy's breakfast
it's
potatoes.
the love that I put into it.
Something about it, boy.
It's sopped up full of love.
I already know the eggs and sausage. It's the potatoes is the star of the show, fam. You don't need to see me taste eggs. Eggs are gonna be good. Sausage is gonna be good. But Peggy's eggs are better than mine. Hold on a second. Let me taste the eggs too.
How?
Because you put butter in there.
Yeah, I found in butter.
And pepper.
Pepper and salt. That's what you have to put in eggs.
I just scramble eggs, man.
See how he trying to be super nice to me. What you want?
I want the rest of my potatoes. That's what I want.
And see, that's why I tell y'all, I only know how to cook unhealthy foods. That's why I try not to cook so much. Because everything is socked down with butter and all this other stuff. How do you cook your eggs? You just use a little vegetable oil?
Yeah, I use a little oil.
What's the difference? But I
I'll
don't
take
like
the difference.
I don't like fried eggs though. I don't eat fried eggs.
I've always told you can't fry in butter because like butter burns faster or something.
Take your time. Turn it down. Everything don't have to be.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why I always cook everything on high. If you gotta fry something, you gotta have really, really hot pans and stuff. You don't need to cook everything on high.
See, now, his appreciation makes me feel like I've given him something for Father's Day. He makes you feel like it's the best. Because when he makes my coffee, I just go on and on about it. So it's pride behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like he feels so. When I say, Donald, can I have a cup of coffee? And when he brings it in, he's like, now I only put this, that, and third in there. Let me know what you think, cause. And then he won't walk out the room.
I won't walk out the room
until he knows that I like that coffee. So he puts pride into everything that he does, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining about it. And I know y'all keep hearing us say, she in the room and I'm out here. That's because we like two different kind of TV, right? Mm-hmm. So he's sitting out in the living room and I'm sitting by the window in the bedroom watching my ratchet TV or stuff he don't want to hear about, like Real Housewives and stuff like that.
But we do watch some stuff together. We watch our travel videos together. We watched a train video that was really good the other day. Yeah. And we watched a Disney movie together yesterday. So we watched plenty of stuff together.
We do, and then he'll come in the room, every now and then I'll come out here. But we're older. What do you expect us to do?
Come on.
But anyway, that's why you'll always hear us say she in the room. And sometimes we'll like when he needs to get his old man nap in.
Oh yeah.
We switch places. I'll come sit out here and he'll lay across the bed in his peace and quiet. And then when he wakes up, I'm like, dang, Donald, that was only 30, 45 minutes. But okay, because my naps are normally 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. And then I can't sleep at night because I took a nap.
Exactly. That's not a nap. That's past a nap.
That was relaxing, honey. But the place is so quiet, right? So it is what it is. But anyway, family, I pray that all you lovely men, wonderful fathers, exceptional fathers, I pray that you were acknowledged and you had the day that you deserve and more.
Yeah. And
I just hope that you all had a great Father's Day. From Donald and I, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, guys.
And we will see you guys in the next video.
So until then, we just want to remind you guys to get out there and do something good for yourself.
And for others
as well, fam. Now take it easy.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
This is All Things Greggy. Come take a ride. Living our truth with nothing to hide.